Have you ever bought something but didn't need that stuff? For example, you're just scrolling through your Instagram and there is an advertisement for cute things. Then you click on the website just for fun, but then it looks more interesting and unconsciously you add the item to your shopping cart, go to payment page, then you pay for it. And guess what? You just realize that you buy things not because you need them, but because they look cute. Another example is you buy something because your friends just bought it. You do this because you want to have a pair of stuff with your friend or just following the trend. Well, those things are economic behavior that, believe it or not, occurs in today's society, especially for the millennials. Globalization is inevitable for all fields such as economic, social, cultural, and so on. This occurs because of a comprehensive technological development that makes the world seem borderless. Technological development spread information quickly worldwide and make it easier for society to access it. So, it's not impossible that this can influence their lifestyle and way of looking at things. In this way, people can quickly learn about the lifestyle and culture of other countries. In this speech, I will discuss youth society more specifically. Technological developments caused by globalization have both positive and negative sides. On the positive sides, regarding the economy, globalization has led to the creation of e-commerce that continues growing from era to era. According to the Director of Informatic Empowerment, Indonesia is the first largest e-commerce growth country with a growth of 78%. Thus, e-commerce can create business opportunities for micro, small, and medium enterprises because people can have a business without renting a place. Apart from that, e-commerce can also facilitate transaction between sellers and buyers. With e-commerce, consumers don't need to go far to visit a store. As long as they have internet access and have money, of course, purchasing goods is very easy for them to do. But on the other hand, this technological development also has a negative side. From the things explained previously, globalization will likely influence economic behavior to become more consumptive. Consumptive behavior is exercise behavior that prioritizes desire over needs. This can happen because consumers can easily access information that can influence their lifestyle or even create new trends for others. For the millennials, social media is a platform they can use to see, learn, and even imitate the culture and lifestyle of other countries. For example, Korean style, American style, and others can even become their center in determining lifestyle and fashion. Well, I'm sure you are familiar with the fear of missing out or FOMO phenomenon. FOMO is a feeling of fear because of not following the trends, or in other words, fear of being outdated. Research in 2020 shows that FOMO has a negative effect on consumer behavior. For example, your friends buy some stuff. Actually, those things are not that important or even needed by you. But because you feel FOMO, you buy them too. Another example is when you scroll your TikTok, there are Korean style fashion tips. They said that you must wear a pastel color clothes or a modern blouse to look more Korean. After watching it, you will be inspired to buy new pastel color clothes to look more Korean, even though you already have lots of clothes in your wardrobe. Apart from FOMO, there is also the phenomenon of binge shopping. A shopping binge happens when you excessively or compulsively buy things you never intended to get. Do you still remember the example I gave at my opening speech? Yeah, buying some stuff not because we need them, but because they have cute packaging. Or perhaps another example is because of discounts, symbol of status prestige. and there is a perception that expensive products can increase self-confidence. Binge shopping can have a negative impact because this behavior tends to cause us to forget that our basic needs are the main thing that need to be fulfilled rather than satisfy our desire for a particular product. This is also related to hedonism. Hedonistic behavior is carried out purely for pleasure, and this can influence a person's life. Living in a hedonistic style will cause consumers to make purchases based solely on desire rather than what we need. So, how do we avoid consumptive behavior caused by feelings of FOMO and binge shopping? Do you realize that some of these problems are actually caused by a lack of control over our desire to buy something? There are three most important things we must do to avoid these problems related to self-control. The first is priority needs over wants. In this case, we must prioritize what we need rather than what we want. This means that when we don't need the item, we must have the power to convince ourselves not to buy it. The second is determine primary, secondary, and tertiary needs. This way, people can quickly determine which item we prioritize purchasing first and which we buy only as a self-reward. The third is making a saving goals. Having saving purposes will help us to be more mindful of spending decisions. If it's not too urgent to buy, we will prefer to save and remember to get the saving goals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion is that the influence of globalization on the economy and society can be either positive or negative. The widespread phenomenon of FOMO and binge shopping that people unconsciously experience is influenced by the ease of access to information and access to economic activities. For example, in transaction to meet their needs. Low self-control creates consumptive behavior due to an obsession with being oriented toward a particular lifestyle or following the current trends. Don't let ourselves be controlled by technological sophistication, but be wise so we can take advantage of them. Remember the three things I explained earlier? Priorities needs over wants, determine requirements based on their intensity, and create your saving goals. To close my speech, I have a quote. Stop buying things you don't need to impress people you don't even like. I am Desvina Mayang from EEC University of Lampung. Thank you.